Seal of Yanlo. Yanlo's seal contains the character Jia, signifying legacy. For generations, his family has guarded the hoard of treasures left behind by their ancestors. In his youth, he may have felt ambivalent about this mission, but as he grew older, he gradually recognized and venerated the teachings of his predecessors, and became committed to maintaining those traditions.
Hey, Seloja.
Can you hear me, young Master Yi? How could I miss this outrageous spectacle you've been performing all over New Kunlun? Jaquan. Spare me the fake friendliness, you lunatic. Your whole playing the hero thing is getting kinda stale. I'm surprised at how much you've been struggling. Yanlo already had one foot in the grave and Kuomong was just a farmer. To think I had such high hopes for you. You weren't like this before. It makes for quite the cause of concern, to be honest. What do you want? Ah, I get it. You need to be stimulated. Countless centuries of peace have left you out of practice. Here's an idea. Why don't you drop by my place? Let's have an intimate duel. I've prepared gifts for you, no matter the outcome. How can I be sure this isn't a trap? I'll deactivate all the traps. Come alone. I'm not gonna let anyone spoil this rare opportunity. What's more, this is your chance to finally kill me. You're not gonna let that slip away, are you? I've sent you my location, dear hero. Please don't disappoint me again. One last backtrack into this area, and having almost fully completed the warehouse area. Speaking of which, we can literally just go here and see 1 out of 5. Yep. You might be wondering where exactly all those... Excuse me, I burped. You might be wondering where all those other treasures are located. Well... Now that Yanlo's dead, we can finally head back into this room, and now without the threat of machine gun territory from the old man, we can finally hack into this machine and gain access to one final little treasure room. Once we head into this room, we can see one treasure chest containing a standard component, 2 treasure chests containing a Chi Swipe Jade. Increases Chi capacity by 1. After executing a precise period, gain 2 Chi charges and take some internal damage. One must take damage to inflict damage. Hexacrim Vault Scroll. The Fang Clan's clothing, goods, and other belongings totaling 400 boxes have been received. Please handle them promptly. No can do. Treasury is currently full. Yanlo's orders are absolute. Get rid of some of the other artifacts if you have to. Once that's done, strike this message from the record. This conversation contains a transcript of conversations between Vault records. Once I get the chance to, I'll go over Yanlo in a sec. For now, it seems like there's some other stuff we need to go over, including, hey, free Dark Steel. And with that, we've almost fully completed the Boundless Repository. What am I missing? Oh my gosh, I literally just had to walk a little bit further. We got the Antique Vinyl Record, a Solarian artifact that can be gifted to Xuan Xuan. This exquisitely crafted vintage record appears to be a collector's item. Real collectors would never play their collections. Oh my goodness. Also, not to overemphasize what I just did, I literally ran back through the entire chase sequence with Yanlo just in case I missed something, which, by the way, not that I actually had to redo the entire section, like, manually, just that I went and, like, ran through the area again, just in case I accidentally left something there, when instead literally all I had to do was just walk a couple feet. And now we can see all of Yanlo's previous monitors are now gone dead and silent, yet somehow the factory continues to operate on its own. But, I mean, hey, I'm sure he doesn't necessarily mind that. I mean, after all, he did basically pledge himself to be the guardian of, you know, making sure that history could stay alive forever. Although, once again, we kind of see that despite being the guy who's supposed to maintain legacy, he certainly was very picky about what counted as that legacy, given that we see him literally giving the order to throw away a bunch of materials. Yi even states this himself, and as a member of the Fangshi, he's probably well aware of the fact that a bunch of his stuff got thrown away in the process. And yeah, frankly, I think that really helps to
emphasize just what kind of a system was in place, given that the head of agriculture was actively putting every GMO in the system to get the food to work. The guy preserving their history really only cared about making sure that he was on the ship before actually preserving it, and I mean, I think Yi actually poses an interesting conundrum, that being like, you know, if we could have hypothetically turned this section into extra housing, would it have been worth getting rid of all this history? I think it's a very interesting proposition that really adds to Yanlo's character, especially as we see he pretty much spends the entirety of this section just trying to keep himself alive, yet is actively choosing to value the history over himself. I think that really adds a lot to his character, simultaneously with the fact that he wants to preserve history, but he also wants to keep himself alive because he doesn't want to become history himself. Very dynamic in that sense. Alright, let's go and get this party started by talking around to some of the other guys and seeing how they're doing it. Hi? What are you doing?
Hey, you. Not doing anything. Shanghai 9000 just looking for something.
Huh?
Really? For what? You can tell me. I might have seen it around somewhere.
Not important. Not Solarian's business.
Huh?
Really? Okay. Just don't try anything funny behind my back. Abacus will immediately report you to me.
Oh no, oh no. Shanghai 9000 won't cause trouble.
Well, if you insist, and okay, no, I don't have any suitable items to give. Alright then. Well, that's an interesting reaction. How about you, buddy? How you doing? What do you have there? Let me see. A Thunderburst bomb? This banned Feng Shi weapon hasn't been seen since the end of the war. If I reduce its size and adjust the explosion radius, it just might work. What are you mumbling to yourself about? Give me a moment, you'll understand soon. Is there supposed to be sound effects for this scene, or no? Oh. Done! There, your new arrow, the Thunderburst Arrow. Arrows that incorporates the power of the Thunderburst bombs. Upon striking an enemy, these arrows generate a series of explosive blasts, striking them down in an instant with thunderous force. Yep, this is an alternate arrow type. First off, we can actually go to the status menu and we can change them whenever we want, but unfortunately, we can only have one type equipped at a time. So while the Thunderburst Bomb is basically like a giant radius as opposed to just being a giant screen laser, honestly, the Thunderbuster usually does a lot more work in terms of like crowd control. Like, listen, you could have like the one-shot piercing thing that wouldn't technically hit behind you, or you could have a multi-hit giant explosion radius, so for now we're going to keep this one equipped. And additionally, let's also see what he has to say. I was on pretty good terms with the Yanlo, right? Yeah, you were more adept at pleasing the elderly than I was. Good. Since he won't be needing any of it, do you think I'll be able to pick up some stuff from the repository when all this blows over? Those antique machines look so lonely under those glass covers. I always wanted to take them apart to study. I'm sure you're aware that Yanlo valued his collection more than his life. If angry, vengeful spirits don't bother you, be my guest. Oh, curses, don't say that. You know I hate ghosts. Teasing him from beyond the grave. Alright. Additionally, we can also... Well, I mean, I'm pretty much going to need this since I wanted to have the ability to break shields. That's the whole reason why I have arrows, is so that I don't need to break the shields on my own manually. Do I have an... Actually, you know what? I'm gonna... recycle a couple of those, and then what I'm gonna do is... I think I'm gonna get another Azure Sand magazine, just cause, well, I like having extra... I like the extra magazines. I like being able to fire my bow a lot. Where is our boy? Hey Shannon. Not you, you! Oh, hey, what's going on here? Let me guess. The code you wrote broke the weather system. How did you know? That's incredible! It's a ritual all telelogical engineers must go through. To say nothing of the huge hello world flashing on displays. You were right, Yi. Telelogy is fun. I can give machines all sorts of wild rules and it'll create a new world. Makes me feel so free. Careful, your free-spirited code may drive your coworkers insane. Really? Abacus told me he could fix any mistakes I made.
My apologies. Xuan, your most recent change seems to have affected the underlying logic of the circuits. I'm afraid this situation may be irreversible.
Why, I followed everything the scroll said. Next time we should probably double check before executing a script like that, Abacus.
Yes, my lord. Please forgive my neglect.
What was it supposed to do?
Xuan wrote a plugin to enable manual control over the day-night cycle. The plugin works, but it simultaneously caused parts of the display to malfunction.
I'm sorry, I just wanted to give you a surprise, Yi. That's okay. What's more important is to always learn from our mistakes. You're always going to mess up a bit in the pursuit of science anyways, got that? Yeah. I mean, ironically enough, if we go over to this machine, we can see it does work. It just straight up lets us change the day-night cycle, so that's very fun. Oh, it even controls rain. That's nice. I'm gonna leave it at sunset. Yeah, there we go. I love that look to it. Anything else to say, Abacus, by the way? Oh, yes, he does.
Okay. My lord, according to the data, the hexagram falls inside of Yanlo's jurisdiction.
Was this old dialogue? I think we were supposed to have this already.
This vault must be home to several treasured antiques and valuables. However, the boundless repository can be more labyrinthian than a real labyrinth. Please take care if you're looking for the treasure out there.
Molted Tianma hide or the Necroceps? Let's go with the Necroceps. What is this? Is it a bug or a plant? Before it died, this bug was a parasite, and then its movements were controlled by a fungus. Interesting. Quite hard to chew. Is that everything? Shoot it up a bit, but my jaw feels out of control. Shannon, you still lucid? I want to stop. Why won't my body listen to me? Guess this is what you could call uncontrollably delicious. This man will put a lot of things in his body that he probably shouldn't. You actually managed to eat it? Very good. Just make my mouth feel tingly, but it's very flavorful. Why wouldn't you eat it? Because we use this rare skin to make leather goods. I wouldn't waste it by eating it. Phooey. Not eating it, you're just wasting good food. Isn't anything that can't be chewed on, just people with weak jaws. Well, let's go ahead and take our free health upgrade before we have to question him. Do you have friends or family? I'm totally alone. Being a lone wolf allows me to do whatever I want. Well said. I had no parents and no one who cared for me. Except for the guru. She taught me how to read and how to be a good person. It was her who taught me to challenge everything before me. Must stay skeptical about anything and everything. Why have I not seen this guru? She's probably dead. She said she'd step out for a bit and never returned. Anything else? You know your vault thing? Place where a bunch of boxes fly around? I pried a few open to take a peek, only to find some hard stones and useless metal blocks. But those were rare resources we brought over from Penglai. Though I do agree with that the repository houses a lot of worthless junk. Like these clothes for nobles. What's wrong with clothes? At least they keep you warm. You had said so earlier, I would have opened up a few more boxes. Anything else you want to talk about, Xuan? I saw that old grandpa in Abacus' screen. That was amazing. How old is he? Not sure. Probably old enough to be my great-grandfather. Wait, Abacus wasn't supposed to show you that. I heard you talking about a repository. It sounded like a really important place. Did you find any legendary swords or cooking utensils there? No, I only picked up some rare metals and spare resources. There's just a bunch of antiques. Their age is the only reason why they're valuable. I think being old is pretty remarkable. It makes me think of that girl living next door to us who choked on a fishbone and passed away so young. It takes lots of effort to keep something or someone around for a long time. Okay, we've got like a couple of different options for what we can give him. First off, let's start with the Fusang amulet. And what are you holding in your hand, Yi? It's a Fusang amulet. It may have been left behind by miners who were illegally chipping away at the grottos. You can have it if you want. It's usually worn around the neck. It's heavy. Made of wood? The people in the past used it for protection. Just a silly superstition with no scientific basis. What's a superstition? It's blindly believing in something without any basis or proof. Take this amulet, for example. People thought that by carving the mark of Fusang into it, it would be endowed with divine powers, allowing its wearer to... This amulet has magic powers? I'm gonna wear it every day! I just told you it's a superstition, and that's just an ordinary piece of wood. If the mark had any effect, the scientists studying the primordial roots would have already discovered it. Let's put it this way. If you're promised something good, but in exchange you must loyally follow orders and not doubt anything, chances are it's a superstition. So then, our village ceremony was also a superstition? Now you get it. But without the ceremony, I wouldn't have been saved. I wouldn't be able to live here with Yu. Guess something good did come out of it. Another one of your silly fallacies. But if that's what you really think, why would you bring it all the way here for me? Picked it up. Might as well use it. Or do you want to give it back? Oh, I was joking. I'm keeping it. Oh, nice. We've also got... let's go with... Antique vinyl record. Wow, this thin stone looks pretty. You gonna decorate the pavilion with it? This is a record. It's used to store music. It would be easier if I just let Abacus demonstrate. Whoa, it sounds like there's people inside. And this voice sounds really unique, like they have an egg stuck in their mouth. I know this song.
Okay.
It's Millennium Moment, released by Feng Xian in the year 2986 of the Turbulent Era. It's a song that had a huge influence during the Millennium of Inquiry.
What's this about? Millennium? How long is that? Millennium Moment. Your chain still mattered. Millennium Moment. Your chain still mattered. Millennium Moment. Your thoughts unfettered. Your thoughts unfeathered? Unfettered. Thoughts unfettered. It describes the vibrant clash of different ideals during that time. The people were tired of the endless war, so they kept thinking and trying to imagine a way out. For that reason, many films and shows were set in a beautiful era. If I remember correctly, this was also the theme of a best-selling movie. I loved that movie. Definitely went to see it more than once.
Grand Strategist Day Off was actually a box office bomb on release. Rest assured, my lord, good taste isn't defined by the masses.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that was wonderful. That was wonderful. I'll probably save these other two for later, I think. That would probably be best. For now, though, we do have the ability to play that song whenever we want. But for now... I say we happen to have someone who is daring us to a challenge, so let's take a quick hit. It's alright, guys. He can stop whenever he wants. And let's go ahead and check out everything else that we need to do. I am going to... increase gold... and... sure, why not Swift Descent? We have fully completed the warehouse, so now we just need to head to the factory. I am gonna trust wherever my last save was. I should probably... yeah, let me just take that guy out real quick. There he is. Isn't it a dream, right? Seeing your person again truly brings me joy. I was worried I might have scared you off. If it's a fight you want, let's get to it. I like how you always cut to the chase. You think about it, we're like two peas in a pod, aren't we? We both yearn for power and strength, and we both want to change the world on our own. We're also good at playing dirty. Don't equate me with you. Take it easy. You don't have to put up an act in front of me. Taking on the world all on your own can't be easy. Carrying that weight must be taxing. But don't worry, you got me. Enough chatter, bring it on. Feisty, how amusing. I can't wait. To start off this fight, I'm going to immediately hit him with... Oh, I forgot that I'm using the wrong arrow type. Oh, well, whatever. For whatever reason, it seems like the health bar is not starting up for this fight. But for now, you want to just be very careful about where you end up landing for this fight. Additionally, he will attempt to occasionally put up a barrier along with drinking some HP in order to... Well, oh, well, that was fast.
How are you doing, dear brother? Today I found hundreds of albums filled with our old holographic photos. Remember when we used to go hiking and go to the beach together as a family? When you got to a certain age, you would argue with Mom and Dad almost every other day. That's when there started to be fewer photos. The lab became your sanctuary, and I would occasionally sneak into play.
How much longer, Yi? It's so noisy. Relax. I've already got the multi-dimensional coordinates of these routes. Now I just need to aggregate the reduced dimensions. With this handcrafted matter conversion and help from Lear's second theorem, I should be able to channel limitless energy into a vessel of my choice. In other words, this Azure Flyer will soon be ready to take off. Your bug looks pretty lifeless right now. Must have gotten a critical value wrong. Perhaps I should connect this pipeline here? There, that's the rhizomatic energy from the roots. It means the energy is being gathered. Huh? Are you talking about the chi? I see it in my dreams sometimes. Hey, stop talking nonsense. Don't underestimate my experiment. Attempting this alone is a challenge even for most scholars of the Tiandao Council. This charging method recently proposed by an authority in the Azure Sound research, but it hasn't been proven yet. She's really impressive, but too radical for the academics. They can't accept their theories being overturned, so they hesitate to acknowledge her work. She's visiting our village and school next week to review the science fair. If I can prove her theory, I'll definitely stand out. What? Sounds pretty cool, but are you making a moth or a dragonfly? How should I know? It's the function that matters, not the form, right? Form matters a lot. You want people to look at it, don't you? Okay, if it flies and I add some scales, maybe it'll resemble a butterfly. A butterfly? Butterflies are my favorite. Yeah, and once the experiment's done, I'll make it into a pretty butterfly just for you. Really? On one condition. You'll have to be my assistant, and I'll need you to help me out and not distract me. No problem. That's awesome. I can't wait. How can I help? I'll cheer you on. How about that? Slept well, sweetheart. Did you not enjoy that electric shock? Must have targeted the wrong position. Let me adjust it. Better now. This baby hasn't seen you since the Kang Hui affair. It's just been sitting here collecting dust. I was worried whether it'd even start, but it's as good as new, a tool worthy of the Ji dynasty. Your body's quite fascinating. You can endure countless blows, yet still register pain from each and every one. You're just going to keep shooting your mouth off. Trying for a provocation, are you? Why don't you take some acting classes? If I kill you, who knows which root node you'll pop out of next. But I understand now. The source of your regeneration is in your heart, isn't it? I'm so jealous. You can withstand so much pain yet never die. Death is no big deal. Oh, you might be missing the point here. It's not about the destination, it's all about the painful process. Those with great responsibility are granted hardships from heaven. One can only become a whole person after enduring mental and physical trials. You don't need to moan over this tiny bit of pain. Torture me all you want.
森达，
Torture? No. I'm helping you see who you really are. You may deny it, but behind your self-righteous vengeance, you're more twisted and bloodthirsty than I am. Suffering will lead you to embrace this truth. Oh my, passed out already? Guess I'll continue our fun tomorrow.
走起啊！
Morning, sunshine. Still asleep? Good Solarians can't be sleepyheads. Here's some good news. Can't seem to reach Aegon. The council meeting will have to be postponed. You and your mentor really like pulling off disappearing acts. Works for me, though. Gives me more time to play with you.
哎，
Hey, you sulking. Anyways, guess where I just visited? I took a stroll around the 95th livestock pen. Look at terror on those 8-men faces were pure comedy. Life's fascinating, isn't it? Why would such a creature have such big brains for no good reason?
嗯，
Two of those creatures seem to have slipped past me. What were their names again? Shanong and Sean. Don't you dare. Oh? Judging by your reaction, you must have squirreled them away along with that missing
哎，
Quafu.
伙计，
But don't worry, I'm planning on a reunion for you all very soon. Never mind. They've been even to be harvested as soon as possible. You bastard. What's wrong? What emotion are you feeling right now? Helpless, despair, rage, perhaps?
My lord, where are you? I can't find your nymph.
Abacus, help me find a way out. Abacus.
Your presence signal interfering.
Damn it.
Use your nymph to unlock. Be careful.
And now, with all of our health upgrades gone and very limited movement speed, we're stuck in what is effectively, well, an area that is very far away from where we initially started. Well, as Abacus said, the main thing that we've got left is our Azure Flyer, aka the Mystic Nymph, which we're going to have to use to be able to stealth around and hopefully find an escape route. Start off with going and hack this area, and we don't have the ability to air dash anymore, so unfortunately we're just going to have to rely on pure skill. In fact, attempting to dash on the ground just leads to yeet tripping. Unfortunate. Prisoner's Bamboo Scroll. Dear respected father-in-law, I, your unworthy son-in-law, find myself in an unfortunate circumstance, having offended the Fang clan over a trivial matter. Now trapped in New Kunlun, I seek your mediation from the Jade Kingdom. Apologies for troubling you during these turbulent times. Your son-in-law, Kang Hui. Even he's kind of like barely keeping it together, which, honestly, fair. You can still do your basic attack, but you won't be able to do anything like charging up a charge strike. In fact, there's very, very limited things that we can do in this state, aside from just moving around. Additionally, we also have these pots that we can stealth into. And yeah, we're just gonna have to keep moving forward and hopefully, this is a very strong hopefully, not have to encounter anything serious. I'm going to go ahead and break down this wall, and unfortunately, these guys are very, very deadly and very, very threatening, so whatever you do, and if you see them approaching, hide immediately. Easily able to 1 to 2 tap you, and can also teleport. Yep, they have the ability to teleport. This is the game's mandatory stealth section. If these guys catch you, you may as well be screwed. And keep in mind, this goes for any enemy in the area. You want to be absolutely certain if you are going to move from one location to the next. This is a very, very darkly lit alley space, so, I mean, luckily we also have our backslash, so we're able to take out enemies from behind. Good thing that we've gotten all those upgrades, otherwise we might be forced to, you know, manually go through this place. We're gonna go and hack into the Mystic Nymph right over there. And now we're going to continue forward. And now you want to be very careful of these searchlights, which will basically do their best to try and walk into you, and if they see you, well, those teleporting guys are going to immediately notice you, and, well, let's just say you're going to it's pretty much game over from there. Going to go ahead and try and... Yep, there's a dog. And now, before he can turn around, we go and kill him. Gonna turn around. Take him out. You want to handle this by killing all of the enemies that you can one at a time. Unfortunately, those searchlights are just straight up invincible, so there's not really any way to take care of them that way. Specifically these little searchlights, the security cameras, whatever you want to call them. Take one out, take two out. Oh my gosh, no. Okay, well, I guess now we're gonna get to see what happens when you die. So these guys will just spawn from above, and yeah, there's not really anything that you can do from there. Now we're gonna have to wait above here while this enemy just sort of moves back and forth. Let's move over there. I needed to hack into this platform and climb upwards. And now, if we attempt to move over here, what we're gonna notice is... Yeah, we're not really gonna be capable of fighting that. And unfortunately, that dog will alert the other guards, which will, well, I mean, once again, put you in a game over state. So for now, we're just going to head over to the left. Hopefully find a way to stealth our way out of this section. We have another Mystic Nymph unlock node. And, ooh, this time we have a bit of a platforming challenge. That's fun. Oh gosh. Come on, and... Alright, we win. Awesome. And we're gonna hack into that door to unlock it. Which gets us... the Mobquell Jade Jin. Mobquell Jade Yin allows talisman attacks to simultaneously hit an additional target, which I believe is just a duplicate of the one that we already have, so it can technically hit 3 targets? Is that what it is? Like, now instead of just 2, it's also an additional third one, so that'd be interesting to see. Is there anything else going on up here? No, it doesn't look like it. Always double check your map while going through this area. You never know if there's something specific that you're missing. Wait, is he gonna turn around? And... there we go. Let's go ahead and scout ahead. We have 2 guards in a very awkward position, as well as a treasure chest, which... oh. Okay, that's just rude. Why did they only start moving when I climbed down here? Come on, guys. What, you guys were on break for like the past 2 seconds, and now you remember, like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be working. Anyways, we're gonna break the first guy. Wait for the other guy to move past. Not going to notice his buddy's Jin just lying on the ground and then immediately get rid of him. Now here's where we need proper timing for things, because the cycle that these guys run on is a little bit weird. So we're not able to go on that top route because of that enemy standing right over there, but there is a connecting node that should allow us to speedrun our way back here if needed. So what we're going to do is take all the Jin from there. Head over here, and then wait for this guy to move past. Ooh, no, no! Bad idea, bad idea, bad idea, bad idea! Alright, go, 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 go. Okay. Alright, we made it. Alright, he stopped right in front of that pot. And we're gonna come over here, which unlocks this shortcut, which leads us all the way back up here. It's very, very nice. Now from here, where we're going to want to go is up to where that guy was just walking previously. Unfortunately, that is going to mean that we're going to need to stay relatively close to him because his cycle is pretty much just going up this staircase and back down the staircase, stopping directly in front of us to do that, yeah. Unfortunately, you can't use your Mystic Nymph from this pot, which is unfortunate because I figured that it would be a pretty relatively good place to use it from, but hey, whatever. Oh my gosh, there's a drone on top of it? Why? Why is there a drone directly on top of it? Now quickly hide in the pot before he comes back. Is he coming back? I assume he's gonna make his way fully up this staircase. At least I can see. Yep, he comes fully up the staircase. Dude is just very observant of this one staircase in particular, not looping back to where he originally was. Also going to wait for him to turn his back. Please tell me that we're at some kind of save point here. Nope, nope, nope. Okay. Oh gosh. Okay, that was scary, that was scary, that was scary. I actually got jump scared by that landmine for a second. Now I believe we're almost done with the stealth section. We just gotta come over here, just gotta hack into this door. And now... somewhere over here. Oh, damn it. Yes, there we go. Thank you, game. A root node. And now once we've rested up, as well as re-equipping our jades with, we've got the yin and the yang, which, yeah, okay, no, so this is just like if you install both of them, then you can hit 3 instead of 2. Okay, that makes sense. With that, he has now finally regained his HP and the ability to dash, thank goodness, meaning we can now actually go back to fighting enemies. We can go ahead and kick off that. Granted, good positioning is still important, but hey, at least now we can actually fight back. Do I have... yeah, okay, I'm gonna put full control back on for this one. Gonna go and create a shortcut back up to where we originally were. We've almost explored the entirety of this location, so that's actually pretty good. Although I do need to head back, because I just realized that I missed something rather important over in this direction, which is... oh, a treasure chest! I believe this is just a standard component? Yep. No, it's so good to have my full movement kit back, I swear. I love forced stealth sections. And now, as opposed to the forced stealth section, we now have the forced combat section. Yep, we've got to fight this guy now. Oh boy. Be very careful whenever this guy throws his disc. It will come back, and it hurts a lot whenever he throws it. So, oh gosh. If I gotta. Alright, there we go. If I gotta stun this guy repeatedly just to get rid of him, I absolutely will. Up. No. Damn it, okay. Come on. Down, right, down, up. Down, 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 down. Right, up, right. Okay. There we go, yep. And by the way, I hope you got used to fighting this guy, because we are unfortunately going to fight him at least a couple more times in this area, and then never again. Oh my gosh, these landmines. Someone really likes landmines, I swear. Coming all the way up here, we have a second note. Anybody, please help me. I must escape. That lunatic wants to cut the flesh off my body. Other bamboo scrolls scrawls messy characters that seem to be scrawled in a state of disoriented consciousness. Damn, this Jae Kwon guy's insane, I guess. Let's just be honest here. Jae Kwon is enjoying this a little too much for it to be good. Let's be real here. This dude is, like... Is he into this? I think he's into this. He's probably into this, and that makes it so much worse. Now here, we have fully restore our arrows, or at least restore one of them. And then also a shortcut all the way back to the beginning. And now, if it isn't obvious what's about to happen, we've got a last boss on our hands. Kang Hui. Our resident boss of this game, whose entire gimmick is that he spawns in enemies. You want to take care of the flying ones first, although they will say, don't be afraid to at least parry one or two, as they are a good source of parrying. What I will say though is that you want to... Okay, that did not work. You want to at the very least keep the enemies in the room up to an absolute minimum, as they will eventually overwhelm you if you take too long at fighting them. After you get them to half HP, you'll come to a terminal where you can then immediately hack into the first one. And now you will need to take them down to half HP again in order to basically unlock the other one. So yeah, we have our... Oh gosh, here we go. You want to take out this guy as quickly as possible because he is an absolute menace during this fight. Oh gosh, and get away from the middle of the arena whenever he does that. And yes, unfortunately, he will also just straight up revive him. Oh gosh, okay, that takes care of him. And now down, right, down, left, up. And now we have one last phase in our hands, unfortunately, so what we're going to do is you want to take this guy out as quickly as possible. And oh, I just completely missed. Yep, and we're going to try and take them both out simultaneously, and ideally we can finish this fight before anything else happens, because otherwise the rest of this fight will be an absolute nightmare to deal with if he revives. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, here we go. Now, despite the red on his... Oh gosh. Wait, did I? Oh, I actually did it! Oh my gosh! I did not expect to actually do it. I thought I was gonna die at the last second. Okay. Kill me. Please. Kill me, kill me! Noble ring. The ring left behind by Kang Hui. A valuable ring worn by someone of high status. The owner must have been from a prominent family. Let's just get out of here and never think about this area again. Okay, so he probably is just into this. From here, we're gonna have... Ooh, look at that! More of the snipers! Again, just avoid their line of sight because... Alright, I need to get my health back up. Avoid their line of sight entirely, because otherwise they will just start giving us a really, really hard time. Additionally, you want to be careful because they do have the ability to relocate and change positions, so obviously be careful of that. Oh gosh, no. One of these stupid disc-throwing robots. Yeah, dude, literally give any enemy in this game a boomerang and I immediately struggle with it. I don't know what it is. That's just my weakness in this game. Any enemy with a boomerang. Oh no, they gave him legs! They gave his brother legs, why? Oh gosh. Oh! Okay, we're just gonna have to run. Just gonna have to run past him. Right now. Quickly duck under here, and now, finally, unstable root node. Ancient scholars of the past, please help me to beat up this guy. You guys got any info on what I'm supposed to be doing here? Basic dissipation of energy won't work against an opponent like Jitong. How should I resist more powerful attacks? Oh! Hold RT to release when an opponent uses a Crimson attack. That's right, we now finally have the ability to parry Crimson attacks. And the way that you do it, very easy. All you gotta do is just hold down the counter button. Oh gosh! Hold down the counter button whenever an enemy starts to charge it up, and release when he attacks. As opposed to what is initially just pressing the button to initiate a counter, this time you actually have to hold it down. It works for about a second, and then you just release the button whenever the enemy actually hits you. So yes, we have a secondary counter. Additionally, this also works with ranged attacks. Feels like I'm just taking a beating. Will this really work? And yeah. Feels like I'm still missing. It feels like something is missing. From here we have to release an unbounded counter, just attack this guy a couple times. And just like that. That's it. Inhale and exhale. Force strength from tranquility. Unbounded counter. Hold right trigger to charge and release with right trigger at the right moment to deflect any attacks, including Crimson attacks. So yes, this can be used to deflect normal attacks as well, though obviously recommended for Crimson attacks specifically. And with that, we've unlocked the ability to counter pretty much any attack in the entire game. We can even use it to unlock extra doorways like that, and... oh. And with that, we've pretty much, prevented any enemy in the game from posing a challenge to us. You can pretty much play this game as a counter machine. There are very, very few attacks at this point that can never be countered. If you have the ability to press the right trigger button, you have the ability to counter it. The only thing would be, number one, you can't counter red Crimson attacks in the air unless it's one of those dashing ones. Additionally, you also don't have the ability to counter a Crimson attack. Let me just go ahead and get rid of him. Additionally, you don't have the ability to counter a red Crimson attack if it's in the air and it's not one of the dash-based ones. Again, there are a couple other Crimson attacks that you want to look out for. Well, not Crimson attacks, but just attacks in general that you want to look out for. But I'll make sure to make note of them when they come up.
Yeah.
And I am not going to counter you because I already countered your brethren. And for now, we're just going to plan out our escape. Yep, nothing left to it. Let's just get out of here. Starting off on the exploration side of things, there is a chest right here, which we can get with an unbounded counter. Good thing about the unbounded counter is that you don't actually have to be facing the enemy, unlike with a regular counter, so that can actually help in certain situations, like if you're fighting multiple mobs. Oh gosh. Deflect. I will say, though, that it is a little bit weird learning the new timings for this, since, you know, technically speaking, you're not actually pressing it on the dot, but instead you're holding it down slightly before and then countering. So that can obviously be something that's, you know, going to be something that you need to get used to. But other than that, yeah, no, it's just a simple getting used to the memorization of it and then letting yourself... It's another one of those assholes. Anyways, we can see that these guys unfortunately have very Now what we're going to do is... Oh gosh. What are you freaking... You predicted it? Okay, and I got a free level up from that. Alright, awesome. We're going to go ahead and break down this statue, and now, since we know that there is a walking guy coming, we're going to hit him once, hit him twice. Okay, cool. Nope. Let me... Should I have died to this guy? You know what? Okay, forget. If I can't fight this guy normally, I was like, I should try and counter this. Immediately couldn't counter this. Oh gosh. Alright, let's see here. Am I missing anything else? We still haven't gotten the chip yet, which is unfortunate. Yeah, I'll just let you die to that. On your own. We're going to go ahead and come up here, collect ourselves another oh, no standard component? Get a free kill on that guy. Teleport down here. And... is that enough to kill? Oh, no, okay, he just gets a free kick off me. I love the use of drums in this area. It really makes it feel extra aggressive for the guy who really likes aggression. Likes aggression just a little too much, honestly. Anyways, that gets rid of the barrier over there. Now we're going to use our thingy to get rid of that. I'm going to hack into this doorway, which gives us access to... Ooh, actually that is very good. Oh, I did not time that well. Now we're gonna see if I can... Boom! Deflected. That's amazing. We can finally deflect their red attacks and not just have to dodge through them. We could also get a greater Tau fruit? Really? Like an actual greater Tau fruit? Jeez, dude, we lucked out with it. Additionally, I did want to mention that you always have the option to either dodge an attack or to try to counter an attack. Either of these options work really well, however, if you want to guarantee yourself a quick combat encounter, deflection is usually the way to go since it guarantees you internal damage. Finally, we have this chest right over here. And that looks like the whole room completed, but I suppose we'll find out if it is actually complete in a second. Herb Catalyst! That would have been very useful for the fight that we lost in 3 seconds. Also, I just love how that fight went from like, our battle will be legendary, and then he already dies. And there goes my adrenaline.